it, but I can't hear nobody if anybody's talking to me.
Yeah, Ryan, I can barely hear you.
Okay, it's all good. I can't hear I can't hear boosted or anything. So as long as that's cool, then I'm cool. I just want to make sure. That's cool. You're good. You're good. No problem. So we're gonna start in three and a half minutes. Okay. All right, bro. No, we're good. Oh yeah. Yeah, no doubt. Okay.
Hey, Ryan, can anybody hear me out there?
Okay.
Anybody? Anybody at all? Test.
No problem. I'll see if I can pay attention. Okay. All right. All right. Bye. Okay. Is it live with sound? You can't say they don't work. Just use the camera. That's what we need to know.
Huh? She taking out the gym?
I went to the other gym. I went to training, but Cherish is there, so I'm sure she's probably with her. I'll bet. I bet you won't do it.
Will you get mad?
Nah. If you guys will hold hands and skip together by me naked, I won't.
God, not
I will like
naked.
it, man.
What's this in Family Guy? Naked guy? You can't catch me.
Street like on a soccer field.
You can't catch me. Gary Vegas.
Yeah, it'd be perfect.
Covered in tattoos, dude.
Texas in the house.
Who's that guy wearing his heart on his sleeve?
Can't hear it. No kidding, it hasn't started yet. Somebody said, Ryan, when are we gonna see the new car? Here in just a minute. Dude, there's so many Hoosier MTs for the win over here. Dave Kosuk said Goodyear.
What, this is on the Facebook. This be on y'all's Facebook page.
Yeah, should be. Yes, yes, yes.
So like I
It
can
should be
go to
linked
y'all's
together.
Facebook thing.
Yeah. I mean, you could do it in there, probably.
Oh, so
It'll probably be echoes. What Dave say? Going through Indiana. Dave's going through Indiana.
how can it be echo? If I do it no sound, I'll have sound from him. Hello?
Somebody said bullshit, asshole, no noise, no something. I wish this was bigger, maybe. What if that's possible?
I don't know. When you like the first screen, like,
Yeah.
you can see more of like the car and the satellite and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then once it shrunk it down to like what that means.
Hey, look, it's boosted with a Corona.
You just barely see. Hey,
What's up, bro?
What's up? Well, it's Tuesday, and we are back live at 8:30-ish. Kind of, sort of 8:30-ish. It's more like almost 8:40. Ryan is with us. Ryan, can you hear us out there in internet land?
I can hear you perfect. Can you hear me?
Yep, sounding good. Ryan Martin in the house.
What's up?
He has joined us tonight to help us talk about everything Mega Cash Days and maybe some other topics, or maybe not. It's kind of up to Ryan on what he wants to talk about. I did hear a rumor that Daddy Dave may be in the comment section helping us with some material to talk about.
I've
I
seen
don't know if you
him.
heard
He's
that.
there. He's driving through Indiana
Okay.
right now. Yeah, he's there. So I guarantee he's going to help us. You know, Dave, he'll always help.
Good. Good, because we need all the help we can get. And
Yep.
I feel like Daddy Dave is a professional shit starter, pot stirrer. So I can't wait to see the topics that he comes up with for us to talk about.
Yeah, there's a lot of times in No Prep Kings where, you know, we would not know what, like, somebody should say something about that. And somebody just go poke Dave, and he'd go over there and go say something about it.
And
That's
he'd go
just
say
kinda
it.
like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about what was on last night. That was the third episode of Mega Cash Days. I'm going to kind of recap the races real quick about, you know, what was on last night. It was the second bracket, the first night of the second bracket, which is why we have Ryan Martin join us. He was in that bracket. He did fairly well, but we're going to start with, in case people haven't been paying attention to this show, it is a Mega Cash Day show. It is a double elimination tournament. So if you lose one race, you're not out. You get another chance. And they're racing for $100,000, which is a whole lot of money. You know, not only that, races that the racers win in the winner's bracket, they get $5,000 for each race. So not only do you have the chance of winning $100,000, you also get $5,000 for each race you win in the winner's bracket. But it doesn't stop there. If you lose and go in the loser's bracket, you know what? We still love you. So we're going to give you $3,000 for every race you win in the loser's bracket. So you know what? That's why this is called Mega Cash Days, because there is cash flying everywhere out of every orifice possible. There is cash all over the place. So with that being said, last night was a new bracket, which means we moved the starting line. Ryan can attest to this. We started on some clean concrete. There was no rubber down. There was no launch pad. This was some straight up, just smooth, beautiful concrete that was nice and virgin. So Ryan, any comments on the concrete?
No, you were right, man. It was absolute virgin concrete. And I got an echo here as much as I love this. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're good. No echo on this end.
Okay. No, you're right, man. As far as virgin concrete goes, you found a road, and it was a long road, and so that you kept moving the starting line. And you're right, man. That you know, when we were drawing those numbers in the drivers' meeting, I was really hoping that I wasn't going to get any of the real early numbers, because I'm going to be honest with you, when you go into that deal and you're not really sure how the road is, and then it's complete bare concrete and there's nothing there, it makes it very difficult. But the first few cars down, man, when those cars would actually work, it was pretty impressive, because it just kind of goes to show you that you can make cars work on absolutely nothing. And you know what? Honestly, there wasn't really much there by the end of the night. That's not like there was a lot of rubber. So you nailed that for fighting ball concrete.
And that's the thing, like this road, it's kind of hard if people are really paying attention on some of the shots. It's grooved concrete. So as you know, grooved concrete just doesn't quite take rubber as well as, say, like a smooth piece of concrete. So that was another challenge on top of that. So, but yeah, again, man, my main thing on this was to make it as fair as possible for every person in the bracket. It wouldn't be fair if Ryan Martin's in the fourth bracket and, you know, Daddy Dave's in the first bracket. You know, why should Ryan Martin get to run on a piece of road that's been through 4 brackets of cars, you know, 64 cars potentially? So that's why we did it that way. But real quick, I'm going to recap some of the races. I can tell you last night, I think, went to the tape 4 times on races. I mean, these races were close, dude. Like, I got tired of running all the way down to the finish line every other race. I had to run down there, look at the camera, and then run all the way back. So I got my cardio 660 feet down, 660 feet back. You know, I was burning calories left and right. You know, so you know, I got my workout. I don't know about you, but the first race of the night. Yeah, you watched me, man. I mean, I was hoofing it down there. I had to get my workout, you know. Scottsbluff, Nebraska, the gym there is only open 1 day a week at like 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
And it turns out we had to be on set at like 5:30. So that didn't work out for me. I love Scottsbluff, love the people. They're great. But someone needs to open a gym there that stays open like maybe 7 days a week. That would be cool. So anyways, I digress. So the first race of the night, Sam Harvey versus Brian Davis. Brian Chucky Davis. That dude's been street racing for a long ass time. Sam Harvey's kind of new to street racing. I say he's new. He's actually, I'm talking about racing on camera stuff. I mean, he's raced a little bit, illegally, stuff like that. But, Sam Harvey really surprised me. That race went to the camera, went to the tape. He beat Brian Davis by a bumper. And that's really saying something because Brian Davis's ride is fast. So, hats off to Sam Harvey on that whole deal. Next one was JJ and Scott Taylor. Battle of the Pro Charger. Scott Taylor looks like he just didn't put enough in it and got outran. Just flat out got outran. There was some comments about me favoring certain drivers because I give some drivers 3 waves and other drivers I give them, 15 waves. Well, there's some things they don't talk about in the show. Some drivers decided they wanted to start on the starting line. So if you're starting on the starting line, I've got to give you some type of motion, that you need to get ready, get on the 2-step, get whatever it is you need to do. So that's why some guys got 3 waves and other guys got like 10. And we'll talk to Ryan in a second. We're going to show a clip of his race where he had some issues on the starting line. We'll show that here in a second. So anyways, JJ beat Scott Taylor. Next race was Wayne Smozenek.
Right?
Did I get that right, Ryan?
That's not how I say it, but that doesn't mean that it's right. I probably
Well, how do you
never
say it?
No, I don't.
How do you say it?
I don't think I've said it's the same way twice. To be honest with you, I've heard Smishmashnoff, Smozenek, Smirnoff. I don't think any of it's right. I don't really know how to say it.
Wayne. We're gonna say Wayne. Wayne.
I know him as Wayne. That's exactly right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Bobby, you know how to say it?
No, I just know I'm Evan Burton.
Bobby, know how to say it either.
Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Wayne went up against Dominator. This is the battle of the nice guys.
Yep.
Looked like Dominator was out in front, but then had to pedal, and Wayne drove around him. So I feel bad for Dominator. Poor guy. He tries hard, man. He tries really hard, but
with as many racers as was there, there's going to be losers. You already know this. There's going to be first round winners and first round losers, and you go. Especially me being a 405 guy, and when I see, Dominator lose, that did suck. I hated that. But, there's going to be winners and losers, and unfortunately, it is what it is. But but hey, I guess that's why this was a double elimination deal, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I gave the perfect example in the initial drivers meeting. When Doc leaves on all 5 kits and knocks a tire off, it's not over for him. You know what I mean? So we're here to give you the second chance. So that was the beauty of this race. All right.
Yeah.
Will Hoyt and Axeman. I really thought Axeman would take this race. As much as I like Will Hoyt, he's my Texas brother and all that. I just think Axeman, had the faster car, and he definitely did by looking at the race. I mean, Axeman just flat fell asleep on the starting line and couldn't make it up. So he ended up losing to Will Hoyt on that deal. Chuck 55 and Adam Plunkett. For those that don't know, Adam Plunkett is a crop duster pilot. So those guys are crazy anyways. Like, I swear those guys almost crash every time they go up because they fly like 5 feet above the ground. So that's what Adam does for his normal job. But Chuck 55 was able to win by a bumper. And, there's been talk that Chuck 55 can't street race and Chuck 55 can't do this. But look, he made a blazing pass. I mean, he made a great pass and was able to prove that, he can street race. So hats off to Chuck 55 on that, took the win. Next up was Fabian Bell and Petey Smallblock. Dude, I've been watching Petey Smallblock since I was like, I don't know, man, like 10 years old. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I feel like I grew up watching Petey Smallblock and videos from way back in the day with the .NET boys, doing wheelies. I think his name was Dre, doing wheelies on the highway. Like, I remember this stuff with Petey Smallblock. So it was great to have him. Unfortunately, he was unable to beat Fabian Bell, but, it was always good to have Petey Smallblock there. Next up, Chuck.
I think you did a good job by putting together a really good diversified group. I wanted to tell you that, by you had, like you said, P. Small Block, some of the guys from Detroit, Texas, Oklahoma, New Orleans. And I know I'm leaving, Wayne's all the way from Florida, and you had Cali guys there. And so, it was pretty cool. I mean, it was legitimately all the fastest street racers in the country. And I know there's a few guys that weren't there that said, I should have been there, or whatever the case was. But ultimately, it was, hats off. It was a pretty cool race.
I mean, look, dude, we invited pretty much anybody who could street race, like even Ryan Mitchell, who was killing it on small tires. Dude, I sent him an invite as well. Like, put big tires on. Please come to this race. And you know what? You know as well as I do that this race was like 4 weeks of your life that you're going to spend in Scottsbluff, Nebraska. Like, your life's on hold back at home. If you have a job, well, call in sick for 4 weeks straight, whatever you got to do, you want to be at this race. And some people couldn't do it. And I understand, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
it
no
is what
doubt.
it is.
I look at how many people were there, and I know, there's a lot of people that had, that have good full-time jobs, and I don't know how they pulled it off. I mean, being out there so long, and so hats off for just being able to juggle it, stay in Scottsbluff, Nebraska to pull it off. I mean, it was pretty cool just to witness how people could do that.
Yep. All right. Next up was Chuck and Ken Clark, and y'all had a lot of talk with Chuck about what to do here, what to do there, what to do with the road, use water, don't use water. Like, talk a little bit about why there was so much discussion about using a water for a burnout versus pimp juice. Like, what was y'all's strategy there?
I'm not going to lie to you. At the time, I don't remember why I totally remember that. But I don't remember why we did it. There was a lot of people using a lot of different things. And some people were, I remember by the second day, the road seemed real gooey in some parts. And we thought, okay, well, we think maybe that some of the people are knocking the tires off because the road's so slimy. Well, a lot of times if you pour water on top of the stuff, it'll cool it down a little bit, harden the rubber just a little. And I don't know if that worked or not, but there was a couple times there where we were on that road so early, we didn't really exactly know what to do. We were kind of pulling out all the stops, just trying to think of different ways. We were all trying to put our heads together, trying to think of different ways to try to make that road come around. But it really seemed like some people were just, I don't know what they were using. It looked like half the time it looked like dish soap, and I know that's not the case, but that's what it seemed like.
No, that makes sense, man. But at the end, Chuck looks like he kind of got on the tire a little bit, might have spun. Ken Clark ended up getting the win, but also grenaded his motor in the process. Next up was you yourself versus Randy Thorne. And let's go ahead and pull that video clip right now and show your first race with Randy Thorne. That would have been the black and gold Camaro. We'll show that clip real quick and then we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that was a great pass. Now, all right, I got a bone to pick with you. Like, I'm sitting there waving you on. I'm just, my arm is starting to hurt. I can feel it hurting, and Ryan is not moving. It's popping and banging. I'm wondering, like, all right, I'm about to just step back and hit this light. I hope I'm not about to fuck him over, but we got to go. So explain what was going on with your car on that race.
So I think I reached into an old bag of tricks and some tune-ups, and I think you have Fuel Tech on your car too. And when it comes down to it, and I can't remember what you have, I'm sorry if that's not it. But if in case you don't, and for the people that don't know out there, with Fuel Tech, you can change the bump sensitivity different. Your RPMs, as your RPMs go up on your two-step, your bump gets more aggressive, so you'll tend to turn it down. And a lot of times when you're making big swings at the road, and you're going up with RPM and down with RPM, and then for me, I pulled an old tune-up that had probably a 52 or 5400 RPM rev limiter where it was real hot and the bump was aggressive. And then we left at 37 or 38. Well, then all of a sudden I forgot to turn the bump up. So I get to the line, and as soon as you start waving me in, I went to grab the bump button. I knew what I did. I was like, man, there's nothing I can do, because I was hitting the button 100 times trying to get it to go, and it was not budging. So you know what you did, but in all honesty, you did exactly what you should have done as a starter. And I didn't need any extra time, and you could have waved me off immediately, and I'd have been ready to go. But I hate that. But when a driver can't make it to the starting line, but it was different when you were, I think I would have been a little more upset at myself over it. But a lot of guys were asking you to stop them at the starting line and starting from that position there. And so not exactly what I did, but on the same note, I can tell you this, from that race forward, I absolutely double check that every time.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're right. So and the whole starting on the starting line, dude, like that just throws me off. Like I don't understand it. I don't like it. That's like, I want the flagger, bring me in this far, but let me roll in. Like, let me roll in. You know what I mean? So
I feel like
I don't really understand
skill. I feel like it takes a little bit of skill away from the race. So if you've got a guy that it's a blower car or whatever the case is, and you pull him up to the line, and that's where he wants to be, we doesn't have to do anything to get there. So the guy, the turbo car, while he may have to make that 6-inch move, bump in or whatever, the blower guy just has to sit there and do nothing, and he's just ready to go. And so I feel like if you're going to try to even the playing field, make everybody do the same thing, everybody's car needs to make it to the line. Now, here I am saying that, and my car didn't make it to the line, so I'm glad that that rule was like that at that point in time. But, man, even if I DQ myself or whatever the case is, I feel like the next one of these we do, you need to make that transition just like everybody else does on the street. You need to make that 6-inch move, whatever the case is.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. It was your race.
Yeah, no. Yeah, we'll address some things. I mean, I took a bunch of notes from this race. That I'm not going to mention it right now, but there's some stuff that was going on in the background that maybe we'll talk about a future time. But
sure.
Anyways, so you moved on from the first round of the first bracket, and then we had to draw chips again. And lucky you drew the first chip for the second round, so your car was already nice and hot. You just cooked it off down the road, and now you're next up again. So we'll go ahead and show that clip now of your second race, and then we'll talk about it. With I believe you raced Sam Harvey.
Correct.
Dude, I gotta tell you, I know, like Sean, Murder Nova Sean, dude. Like, I love that guy. He is in y'all's corner, man. Like, there's no doubt. There's no doubt.
He's got a lot of personality. That works out good.
Yeah, dude. I love it. But, all right. So that time the bump box worked. Thank you for fixing that. Looked like Sam Harvey left a little early, but it didn't matter, dude. Like, you straight up just drove around him on the top end and made a hell of a pass, dude.
I remember feeling like that was one of the better, because we'd been sneaking on that road, doing some testing here and there, and so on and so forth, at least trying to, all over that city, right? That whole town's got black marks all over it. And I remember that particular race, to me, feeling like one of the faster passes that I made in that town, on that road, in that car. That was a pretty good hit. It was a little deceiving because he did jump me pretty good, but I was able to get him around him on the big end. But man, neither one of those guys, and they both know this, but neither one, I think you said this, there's no ducks there, and neither one of those guys were ducks. They're both fast. And it was my day then, but it was tough.
Yeah, no, dude. I mean, you adapted. Your first pass was phenomenal. Your second pass was even faster, dude. I feel like at this point you had the road figured out. You know what I mean?
And
you had it figured out. But the problem with that is, as you know, every bracket we move. So what you learn really at that point didn't matter, because you're going to probably be on another piece of the road the next time you race after that race right there. So, but you did it once. You may be able to do it again. I don't know. We'll have to see in future episodes. So, Next, the race after that was JJ and Wayne again. I'm just going to call him Wayne with the blower car. And I don't know if you were up there, but Wayne's car broke right when he went to launch, and his blower sprocket, which is literally like this big, went flying right across in front of me and like barely missed me and actually hit Adrian Berryhill in the leg. And it like gashed his leg, like blood everywhere. Dude.
That was a crazy thing to see. Like, I didn't figure out what exactly happened, but I was standing over there next to Adrian because I found a spot over there where I like to watch the front of the cars. You could tell how fast they were leaving. So I was kind of sneaking around over the edge and kind of looking from the front. And here comes this blower pull, and you're right. Unfortunately, it hit Adrian, which that thing did some damage to his leg. That was crazy.
Dude, it cut him wide open on his leg. I think he had to go to the hospital and like get it sewn up.
Yeah.
It was like he got stitches. I mean,
he's like-
it's straight.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
it laid him out, man. It laid him out. So street racing's not safe. That is what I'm telling you, kids. Street
don't
racing's
do it.
not safe. Don't do it at home.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you can, but be
Yeah,
safe
you
about
should.
it. Watch out for. You shouldn't. I don't recommend it, but
Yeah.
All right. After that race, Ken Clark, Chuck 55. Ken Clark's motor was blown up, so he didn't even make a pass. Chuck 55 got the win, and then to finish up the night was Fabian Bell and Will Hoyt, and Fabian took the win on that one.
Yep.
That's the recap of the races. Now, this is a new type of racing for you, right? I mean, have you ever raced in anything like this, double elimination or anything like that?
No, never. And, when I first heard about this and the format, I didn't know what to think about it. I'm thinking double elimination sounds like some bracket race stuff. But to be honest with you, after we started doing it, I thought it was pretty cool. Like, it gave some people the chance to get back in that didn't necessarily have a chance. It was a lot of money, and it gave the guy that maybe possibly lost the first round the chance to go still win the money. So when it came down to it, I thought it was cool. But I'll be 100% honest. I didn't think it was the coolest thing to start with. But yeah, by the time we were done, I thought it was pretty cool.
Cool, man. Yeah, no, I mean, it's something different, right? Some of the bracket guys are like, oh, it's a buyback race. And it's like, no, it's not a buyback race, all right? We're not buying back in, but you do get a second chance. So,
Yeah.
well,
let's be realistic. Everybody's seen cash days and list shakeups and shootouts and small tire and big tire and all these different things. Like, this is something nobody's ever seen on the streets. So that's why I think it ended up being pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly, man. And, not only that, it was 64 cars. Like, this is unheard of. 64 cars.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just 64 cars with 40 fillers and then Ryan Martin, Daddy Dave, and Chief. Like, it was legitimately 64 cars, and those 64 cars were fast. I mean,
Yeah.
there wasn't a duck there.
Nope.
But that's what made it cool. You had to really prove it that you were the fastest. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So that pretty much covers Mega Cash Days. You know what, Ryan? I'd be a liar if I said I didn't see some weird stuff on the internet yesterday. I feel like there was like a collaboration going on between two tire manufacturers. It was kind of weird. I'm not going to lie. It was a little weird. Maybe they made like a mixtape, and Hoosier teamed up with Mickey Thompson and made an Ultimate Slick. And I didn't know they sold it. And that's pretty cool. But I'm just wondering if Ryan Martin has any comment on that topic.
I better answer some questions.
There we go. There's a picture.
The other comment over here is Hoosier MT, Hoosier MT, Hoosier MT. So, look, here's the thing. We've been, everybody watched No Prep Kings, and the first couple seasons were tough. I barely missed them. The third one, we were right there, and there was a lot of people clicking on our heels, and we were always trying to do something to try to get a competitive edge on the next guy. And everybody knows that tire's a Hoosier. Oh, look, there it is. You might not know that's a Hoosier, but that's actually a Hoosier tire. So that being said, I ran that tire early on, I don't know, season 2 or something like that. And the tire worked good, but we shook it real bad. And I went away from it, went back to a different tire, and we didn't win the championship with the tire. And it wasn't the tire's fault. It was maybe the way I ran the car or whatever the case was. But I knew that I needed, if I was going to be faster, I needed to get back on that big Hoosier. So we dedicated 2 or 3 months to just trying to make this Hoosier work without shaking the car apart. And doing it where I didn't want a lot of people to know about it. Because if I could figure it out, there was a couple people that already had it figured out. But if I could figure it out, I feel like it would give me an edge. And then if somebody knew that I got it figured out, then the next thing you know, somebody else is going to try it, somebody else is going to try it, somebody else is going to try it. So we hid that tire for a while because we made it work, and we we got real fast on it. And so, look, I'm not going to lie. At first, we were real diligent. We'd buff all the letters off the side of it, get our little stencil, and you couldn't tell the difference, right? Well, we started getting lazy towards the end, and every now and then you would see where we cleaned up the outsides real good, but the insides. So if you were sharp, you could still see. If you looked underneath it, you could still see. It's like, well, we got kind of lazy every now and then, or we're in a hurry, or whatever the case is. Well, I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember why that picture come up, and we were shooting the street show, and we were doing some stuff around the shop, and we were literally test fitting tires. Well, that was at the time, that wasn't even my tire. So that was another racer who was doing the same thing, who was at my shop, and I grabbed the tire and I fit it on the car. Well, that's what they filmed me doing, was fitting the tire on the car. And lo and behold, boom, 2 years later, it pops up. So that's about 2 years old, and that's when we filmed that. And it had nothing to do. I've seen all the comments all day long. I've seen it's for sponsors, and Mickey Thompson paid me, and so, but the Hoosier worked better. It had nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with sponsors. It was solely because that Mickey Thompson, that Hoosier worked, and we didn't want everybody to know how good it worked for us. A lot of the bracket guys picked up on it because it's an old bracket racer trick. They hid tires and stenciled different things, and so a lot of guys on some of our social media was like, I know exactly what you're doing. You're hiding the tire from everybody else. They're pretty close. And it didn't look, I don't know, when was it? It was, what, a year ago? It was when they figured out what we were doing.
Yeah, about a year
Yeah,
ago.
but I'll tell you this, what's some funny is some racers that we all know, and I won't name names because I don't want to embarrass anybody, but would call me and ask me the part number on my Mickey Thompsons.
Yeah. Man,
Yeah.
it's 2021. Name names. You got to name names, man. 2021.
There's so many, I can't remember. There was literally a good handful of people that were calling me, asking me for that part number. Yeah, hey, people would call me and go, hey, what's the drive shaft speed with the Mickey Thompson? You know, like that's the new Mickey Thompson tire, right? I'm like,
Yeah.
It's a new tire.
Yeah.
That wasn't really lying. It was a new tire, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, you weren't lying. It's a hybrid.
I don't know if I'm lying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so
a
that's
hybrid tire.
But now those are on everybody's cars. They're like a dime a dozen. You probably have like 3 or 4 sets laying in your garage right now.
Mickey Thompsons or Hoosiers?
Hoosiers, both of them.
No. See, I'm the big dummy. I just said, man, Ryan Martin runs a Mickey Thompson. Hell yeah, that's what I'm running. Mickey Thompson, because I want to be fireball fast. And that's what I did. And I didn't even know I got bamboozled the whole time. But
Yeah.
anyways.
Well, and if you were real good on the episode, and people caught that picture on the episode, but if you watch when I raced Dave on the episode, it says Hoosier on it plain as day.
Yeah.
So it's not really like we was hiding it. You know what I'm saying? We were just kind of hiding it, right?
Okay. Yeah. You were kind of hiding it, but not hiding it. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Don't feel like we were hiding it all the way. Yeah. We got lazy towards the end. We should have hit it a little better, but by then everybody knew about it anyway. So.
Yeah. I would blame Javi for that, for getting lazy. I mean, that's not the driver's job to grind off the Hoosier. That's not the driver's job.
I may have said that. I
did get super lazy.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
You did. Yeah.
I couldn't find a razor blade that day.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
But hey, it's cool. On my comments, I've upset all my sponsors that pour money to me, the tire manufacturers. I've really upset those guys. So you know, that's very true. And then what else? What else was good? Oh, and then I had a lot of people trying to educate me on, if you're gonna do that, you've got to take the letters off the sides. They wanted me to buff the tire, cut it with a razor blade. What else? Body fill it. I had with some really cool stuff. Yeah. So it's cool. I got a lot of people. Social media world is filled with a lot of really intelligent people.
Well, hey, they have told me what I'm doing wrong every race when I flag. So, I mean, I've taken notes. I'm going to be perfect next time. I'm going to be perfect, dude.
I know. One of these days we'll listen to everybody else is doing this, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I just hope that they invite me to their cash days when they have it, because I want to learn. I want to take notes. I want to show up, participate, and really figure out how to do it right. So I just hope I get the invite. So, but no, man. Hey,
sure.
I get it. I appreciate you talking about the whole tire deal. I know, it was an old deal from a long time ago, but still, the internet they blow it up. Oh my God. They probably think this just happened yesterday, that we just took the picture yesterday and that's when it happened. So, for you to come on here and talk about it though, like, it just shows you don't have anything to hide. Like, I mean, other than maybe 2 years ago you were trying to steer some people the other way, but I mean that's racing. You try to get.
I mean,
the advantage.
listen, you can call me shady for that if you want, and I'll own that. I get it. Look, I had some people, that did the same thing with the Mickey Thompson tire that didn't, that had some. I don't know, I'm sure you heard every now and then there were some tires out there that like didn't have part numbers, and they always like worked really good, like stuff like that.
That was weird.
So
Yeah, that got weird.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, well, if those guys got tires without part numbers, well, maybe I got a different tire that I don't ever want everybody to know about. And it was something you could go get anyway. But
Yeah.
a lot of people have figured that out now.
Yeah. Now I got a question that Dave
Okay.
Comstock keeps asking. Where's the Fireball Camaro at? Where's it at?
Oh, Dave, thanks, buddy. Fireball Camaro. Okay, so you guys have probably seen, or if you haven't, subscribe to my YouTube channel. But on YouTube, we tore the car apart. The Fireball, everybody knows that thing's gone a lot of rounds, and that's not me bragging. That's just saying this because it's gone a lot of rounds. We beat the crap out of that thing, and it just gets tore up. It had the X brace in the car needed to be repaired. It had already been patched once. The Heim joints were worn out. The anti-roll bar that was in the car was the way we had to set it to run the car. We made it work really well, but none of the stuff made sense. And so that being said, it's getting a long, long awaited makeover. And people, I know everybody's going to go, man, but that car worked perfect. Why are you messing with it? But I'm telling you, I don't think it had another good season in it. There towards the end, it was going left and right and every which way, and I was having to steer it a lot and go all over the place. So we ripped the rear end out of it and just cleaned everything, replaced all the Heims, put a brand new anti-roll bar in the car, changed some stuff up in the front, lightened the car up by a lot. I've had some doors for a while that are worth a good 10 or 15 pounds a piece on each door. And so, hopefully we took 100 pounds out of it. We'll see. But it's, I don't know, it's at my buddy RK Racecraft right now over at Ryan's, and he's finishing up some of the fab stuff on it. And if everything goes good, we'll be tested by the end of this month. I promise you this,
Nice.
when you sit back out, I think it'll be better than ever.
Yeah, nice, man. And one thing about that, Dave, if you would subscribe to Fireball Camaro's YouTube channel, you would know all this information.
Yeah,
so
Dave.
clearly, Dave Comstock
Yeah.
is not a Fireball subscriber. He probably doesn't even like you, honestly, is what I'm getting
Probably.
from all this. He doesn't even like you. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
probably.
go subscribe to the Fireball Camaro YouTube channel, like his Facebook page, and you know what? You'll get all this information that Ryan has given us.
Is Kai going to Screwblower? Is that something? Is Kai going to Screwblower?
Oh, I don't know. Is Kai going to Screwblower?
I don't know. Heard that. Look, here's another one. Somebody says, is Dave going to Pro-Charged Hemi? That's weird.
Dave, Pro-Charged Hemi. All
That
right.
sounds good, Dave. Are you going to your Pro-Charged Hemi? What's up with that? Well, you maybe should have him as your next guest. He's got a lot of
Hey, he is on the list.
Yeah.
He's on the list.
Good. I don't know who put
Hey.
Somebody must know Dave well.
Wait, Ryan, I got a question
Yeah.
for you. Dude, okay. I mean, you work out. You're a big dude. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand what was going on when me and Chuck had our little tussle, little hugging
Yeah.
fest. You're standing there just watching. Like, I thought you being like a big dude supposed to get in there and like, hey, break it up. Like, like, wait,
Well-
I think I have the film. Roll the damn. Look, you're just standing there.
I really didn't think this was going to happen, to be honest with you. I thought you guys were just going to cuss at each other. And now you're
Look at
hugging.
that. You're standing there.
Now you're on. It's pretty fun to watch, though. You have to be honest. And I was like, okay.
Oh, now you step in.
Yeah.
Now you step in.
Yeah. I
You're
felt
a
you were
little
losing
late.
clothes. I felt bad. I didn't know. I didn't want you to end up naked before the deal was over with.
I was about to. Hey, my shirt got ripped apart. My shirt got beat down. Okay, but
It did.
what you were just spectating. What happened? Dude, you're supposed to like come in there and like I don't know, be the bouncer or something. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I really, honestly, it all happened very quickly, and I didn't really feel like that was going to come, that you guys were really going to like, start trying to like,
Peyton,
like, hey,
still
they're really going
spectating. Uh-oh. Like, where are you at right here? What is going through your mind?
I'm smiling.
right
Look at me.
there?
I'm like, is this really happening? This is good stuff. You Chuck patch this deal up or what?
You're still got your hands behind your back. You should already be acting like, hey guys. Hey guys.
Sometimes.
Guys.
You
Okay, now I'll do something. Fuck.
I feel like somebody was
All
yelling
right.
at me like, hey, stop them or get them or something. Like one of the film crew, I think, was yelling, like, stop them.
All right. You know what? I forgive you. You know, things happen so fast. But I was just kind of wondering, like, man, Ryan was really calm during that whole deal. Just like,
Kind of fun to watch.
these guys are going at it right here. They'll be all right. But
Hey, listen, it all worked itself out.
it did. You know what? It worked itself out. Me and Chuck, we're cordial now. We don't want to kill each other. At the Mega Cash Days, I was there. I'd help Chuck anyway. If he needed help, I'd help Chuck. So
Sure.
there's no hard feelings. And we all, emotions get high and people get pissed off and stuff happens. But it's all good.
Yep.
But look,
You
anything
gonna-
else that – go ahead.
You gonna do another one of these races or what?
Man, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, if they ask me to, I will. But who knows? They may find someone that does it better than me. We have
Sure.
plenty of sources on Facebook for them to pick from, a good pool of people that can probably do it better than I can. So I don't know. But if they ask me, I'll be there, man, because I had a blast. Now, don't get me wrong. I enjoy racing more than flagging. But, if I can hold a race where we truly find out who's the fastest on the street without any hustle, without any bullshit, then, I'm going to make it happen.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
yeah. But, man, Ryan, I appreciate you joining us. For everybody out there, please, please, please go subscribe to Ryan's YouTube channel. Go follow Ryan on his Instagram, his Facebook. Like, we do this. The reason why we do this is because you guys watch the show and support us. That's why we're able to do it. So, we appreciate all the support. But please, if you haven't subscribed, go subscribe to his pages. Ryan, list off your pages. What's the names of them? I think it's Fireball Camaro, but
Fireball Camaro on
what's
YouTube.
the actual name?
It's pretty much Fireball Camaro on everything. It's pretty much easy to find. So if you go to your search bar, type that in, you'll be able to bring me up. I'm trying to, I know there's a lot of dead time for us that we don't film. And so I figured out that a lot of the people, they just kind of want to see what you're doing in the off season, what's going on with the cars. And that's what we're trying to, kind of show them. We did the teardown for the Fireball. We're starting to put some stuff up with the new car, maybe a couple passes here and there, some startup video, stuff like that. For everybody that asked me a million times, like, man, what's the deal? Why aren't you taking a new car out? We built the car for MPK. I really want to compete with the car at MPK. Obviously, COVID stopped that from happening last year, and I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't stop it from happening this year, and I don't think it will. But if you want to come see the car, come to MPK. That's where we're going to have it out. That's where we're going to debut it. We're going to try. I think everybody, all the powers that be, are going to try to make MPK happen as much as possible. So if you're anywhere in the area, pay attention to the schedule. Come check it out. If you're not, pay attention to my YouTube channel. We'll try to update you guys as much as possible. And you never know what you see on there. We do a lot of customer builds here, and sometimes we'll put some of that stuff on there. So I appreciate the shout out. Boosted.
Yep. Nope. No problem. Yeah. And like you said, MPK, I know the powers that be, they want MPK to happen this year.
Yep.
So, there may be some shifting in the schedule. We may have to move some stuff back, but I know that Pilgrim Studios wants that to happen. That is a priority for them. So, I hope and pray that it happens this year. Obviously, local state restrictions for COVID and all that stuff play a part. But,
Sure.
they're trying hard to get MPK to come to a city near you and race so you can see all your favorite drivers. But
Yep.
You know what? That's about all I've got. For those asking, the Mega Cash Days series is not over. We just showed last night was night number 3. I believe there's 9 more nights left. So there's a bunch of racing left. So do not turn your TV off. Don't say, it's over with. Nope. I need you back in front of your TV every Monday to see what happens. And guess what? On Tuesday at 8:30-ish, I'll be back here to have another special guest and to talk more about the race. So with that being said, Ryan Martin, thank you so much for joining us, sir. Great job thus far on the Mega Cash Days. And for those on the live feed, I'm going to go ahead and sign off, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Take it easy, guys.
See ya.
Yep.